Good morning, everyone. This is Dr. Bowman, and it is Tuesday morning, about 7:34. And so I wanted to make you a quick little video on this week's assignments. This is really week 2 for us because week 1 was a long week. It went from Wednesday the 18th to last Friday the 27th. So as we've talked about before, our weekly assignments begin on Saturday and end on Friday night. So anyway, this is week 2, and these assignments are due February the 3rd at 11:55. So first of all, this slide is just a reminder of what is located under Resources in Shriner 1. As you can see under assignments, I don't have every single week in there because some of the weeks just did not require extra detail. So that's the reason that I didn't include those. But there they are, and I have articles in the rubrics and the assignments. This is our week 2 assignment, and it is located under Resources, and it is called EDUC 5305-02, week 2, due Friday the 3rd. And I actually have it on 2 slides. So what it says is you need to read chapter 1 again. Focus on the first scenario on page 3 about Miriam. From this reading, you should glean a good understanding of what qualities made her a respected educator and how and why her administration wanted her to become a certified teacher. So, and this is what's happened to many of you. So I want you to ask yourself these questions. These are prompt questions. Always remember that when we have discussions, 2 or 3 discussion questions or in our reflections, I will pose a question or questions to get you started thinking. But I always like for you to extend that thinking and not just concentrate on answering those questions and that's all you write. Additionally, when we have discussions and reflections, it is important that you cite some outside reference. This is a master's level class, and it is about research and reading. And so we always want our thinking to be supported by outside references. So that's just extra. So you asked yourself these questions. I'm not going to read them to you. And then you're going to write accordingly. And it says, first of all, post the answers to the questions above at the top of the study schedule. You have an assignment titled, it's in coursework, and it's titled Study Schedule. So rather than me have you submit 2 different documents, I just decided you could do it all in one. So at the top of the study schedule, you can title it Study Schedule and drop it into the study schedule assignment slot. But at the top of it, you can post the answers to these questions or any other thinking that you have accordingly that relates to these questions. And then the second part goes to our PPR study. And so I want you to read the introduction, part 1, domain 1 on 5 and 6. And I think this other slide will pick it up. Nope. So read the study schedule. There's a study schedule on those pages 11 and 12. And you are going to create a study schedule, and you will upload it in Shriner 1 in the appropriate assignment. Now, remember this. You guys are teacher certification folks, and according to the state of Texas, you must pass 2 different tests to be certified as a classroom teacher. 1 is your content. 2 it would be your PPR, pedagogy and professional studies. And if you think about it, under education, it's like teaching would be a circle. I should have drawn this off for you. And then it has 2 arms extending. 1 is content and 1 is PPR. Everything that doesn't fall under content falls under PPR. Trust me on that. When you read the text and we study and you take the questions, taking the practice test, you will see that everything from classroom instruction to education ethics to ELLs, I mean, anything, social media, it falls under PPR. And so it's very, very important that when you start reading the book that you think about it with that in mind. It's not just about passing that PPR test, which of course that is highly important, but it's about learning what PPR really is and how does it relate to you when you walk in the classroom as a classroom teacher. So you're going to, as I said, you'll post the answers to the other part of this on the top of the study schedule, and then you're going to move into PPR, read the study schedule that's offered there, and I want you to create a study schedule. I want you to think about what am I going to, and this is a study schedule for learning PPR and for being able to pass the PPR practice test and then, of course, the PPR exam. So I want you to think about it. I want you to follow their ideas. If it works, put a timeline on there. It doesn't have to be many pages, maybe just one or two, but you should detail out, you should have a calendar in front of you and detail out this semester and how many times you're going to take the practice test. Carve out time during your week where you can study for this PPR exam. So then the last part of it is I want you to take the review questions and cover your answers. You do not need to submit this assignment. This is not a graded assignment. It's intended to help you understand and be able to begin processing the way the questions are created and just to help you start thinking like those questions are. So this has 3 parts. I'm going to go over it again for you. You're going to answer these questions that relate to the textbook. Then you're going to read the pages in the PPR text, and you're going to create you a study schedule that you will post, and you will receive a grade on that. Next, you will take the first 30 questions on those pages in your PPR, and that's for your review. Actually, it probably would help you if you took those questions first before you created your study schedule, just so you can see how your thinking is, but that's up to you. All right, and the last thing I wanted to do is, you have this in an email. Richie sent it to all of us, but I put it in this PowerPoint, this video, and it tells you where to go and what to do to get for Certified Teacher for the PPR exam. Under Certified Teacher, you can take, it'll have practice options for all of the content tests, but it also has the PPR. So it gives you all the information you need to do this. You need to do this. And you need to plan on taking the practice test once a week, at least once a week. Yes, it costs a little bit, but it doesn't cost very much. We spend more than that when we go out to eat dinner at night. But you're not sitting in my face-to-face class. I teach a face-to-face class on PPR. Actually, I'm teaching it right now. And those students get a lot more PPR information than you guys do, because this course is not just about the taking of the test. Now, also note that I have uploaded some of the PowerPoints that I use, and probably I will start doing a little video on those PowerPoints for the PPR. And the quizzes that we take will be questions from the PPR exam. So with that said, I'm going to end this quick little video, and I want to thank you for listening to it. I think it's important that you hear my voice occasionally. And don't forget, if you have questions, please call me at 713-303-2558. Also, online education is very different than face-to-face. And it's really easy for you to misunderstand maybe an assignment, or the assignment might not be written as clearly as it needs to be, because we write it and then it goes out to many people that think differently. And so I always need to know those things. So if you run into an area where you're confused, please call me. Thank you and have a great Tuesday.